I thought you had followed. Okay, here we go. 8 in a row. There they are.
Long green line.
Luling USA!
Woo! Just Luling kids. They are. I told them this before we got on the bus. They are book and or movie worthy. They are book movie worthy. They're that good. They are one of the all-time greats in the history of the state of Texas.
Amen.
They're that good. That's what you're looking at. So I want to make something very clear that if they're one of the all-time greats in the history of the state of Texas, they are by far and away the best to ever walk through the halls of Luling High School. I have history going back to the 40s and 50s in this school with parents and uncles and aunts. And I have a pretty good history of the sports that took place in Luling. This is a team that coaches in our sport and athletes in our sport will look up 30 years from now and be talking about. That's special. There's a lot of teams that will come here and win state championships, but when you begin to become just a step above that, that's different. And that's what this bunch is. They've been at 80 miles a week, some 90 miles a week since May. Every day, 7 days a week. The first week of June when school was out, they did 2,800s in the cemetery. And we didn't have to dig a hole and put anybody in it. They survived it. 2,800. They did 10 miles worth of intervals, under 3 minute per mile pace, or 6 minute per mile pace, in June while the rest of you guys were sleeping. I just wrote the last page of a 31-year-old chapter, and it couldn't have ended with a better team or a better group of kids. It couldn't.
Love you guys.
Body language says a lot about people. Champion body language day in and day out. Never a false step. Attitude off the chart, positive. Never a bad attitude. Nobody ever rolled their eyes about anything. Nobody ever backed away from a workout, and nobody ever questioned the workout. It's like, hell yeah, let's go do it. Effort off the charts. Off the charts. A willingness to do what others don't do, won't do, and can't do. A willingness to do it. A level of accountability amongst one another that is rare with even adults. And I'm not going to exaggerate here. These guys conduct themselves better than a lot of professional adult runners that make a living at it. People who run for a living, they make money at it. These guys conduct themselves better than a lot of adult professional athletes. And they're right out of your hometown. And they've been doing it right under your nose. And I'm not real sure you know what you're looking at. This is a really, really special bunch of kids. And hats off to their parents. We do have some good parents. Luling's an interesting place. Y'all should have laughed on that, but I can remember growing up in Luling, and I want to tell you a story a little bit about that. It's obvious I've had some opportunities to go to other places, and I never went. I turned them all down because I knew I needed to stay where I was at. And I finally figured it out a couple weeks ago. Why? Because I could not put my heart and soul into other kids that wear different colored uniforms with different names. And for me, when the Luling bus leaves town, it's got our name on it, it was always personal. That's just the way I took it. It was always personal. I always wanted our kids to kick ass. And I just always felt like we were kind of the short end of the stick, and always felt like we could be better and do better, and we could be an example to other small schools that might dream a little bit, because small towns don't dream anymore. They just kind of go to Dairy Queen and eat tater tots and get fat, go home and watch football, and dream about dreams that they never dreamed. I couldn't get excited about another town in a different colored uniform. It didn't mean anything to me. Luling kids, because I am one, meant something to me. My kids, my DNA. I understand the town. I know the people in the town. It felt like it was me. And it's just been personal, deeply personal. And you guys that ran for me at any time, thank you. From the bottom of my heart.
Love you, Coach.
Every one of you that ever ran for me, I learned from you more than you may know. I learned from you. And these guys wouldn't be here if you hadn't run. It's a culmination of learning. But I told these guys yesterday, we sat around and talked a little bit, and I said, you know, if you got a dream, even if it's a crazy dream, you need to chase it. And it's never too late to do that. If you got something that lights you up, you get fired up about, excited, passionate about, even if no one else does, you go chase that. And you jump. And then you learn to fly on the way down. But you chase it. You go all out. You don't let anybody deter you. You don't listen to people that don't want you to achieve. You don't listen to naysayers. You don't listen to doubters. You don't listen to haters. You chase that thing, whatever that is in you. For me, it's been running, and the people that I've run into because of it, and training, and I get asked this all the time, what do you think about the streak? I don't care. I don't care about the streak. That's for you to talk about. I'm not worried about the streak. Isn't that right, Isaac? I don't care about the streak. What I care about is the climate and the culture that allows that to happen. And that's what's important, and that's what's not happening anywhere. It's us in South Lake Carroll that provide that culture. And it's a culture that does not set limits on kids. It allows kids to confront their limits. It allows kids to find what their limit is. And it doesn't limit them. And everywhere kids are being told no, no, no. Here, there, yes, you can run 110, absolutely. If you can handle it, you can run it. So we don't limit kids. That's what I'm the proudest of, because out of that is what has transpired. Forget the streak. The streak is just a streak. It's for people to talk about it. And what I'm proud of is the climate and culture, and the kids have signed on to that climate and culture to chase excellence. These guys literally chase excellence every day. It's not an exaggeration. Every day they know what they need to do to get better, and they do it every goddamn day. Not every now and then, not when they feel like it, and a lot of it they do on their own. I'm not yelling at them. I'm not screaming at them. I just drive around the truck, burn gas, and drink coffee. I just tell stories. Isn't that right, Coach? Right. I tell good stories, though. That's why they keep coming back. Running has been, I was asked this the other day, and I appreciate you guys being bored and acting like you're interested, but I was asked this the other day, what are some of the most significant moments for me as a coach in 31 years, or in the sport of running? And the 99 team's always going to be special because they had to find a way to do it against all odds and nobody wanting them to win because it makes everybody uncomfortable. And Alex is here on that team. Freddie's here off of that team. Anybody else here off of that team? Anybody else? Hey, if y'all hadn't have done that in 99, Alex, if you would have done what most Luling kids do and gotten upset and sat down and called your mama and thrown a pity party when you got your arm caught in the flag, we wouldn't have won. Mom, they didn't set the flags up right. I got caught up in it. We can't win. Hell. He just worked his way out of it, and he was last. In a field of 110, he was dead last at the state meet in the first 400 meters. So what did he do? Just took off. By the time the race was over, he was 11th. Our #1 man. He probably went by all 6 of them and said, "What's wrong with you people? How come y'all ain't running? What's wrong, Freddie?" Got up though. He finishes 11th in 27 seconds. Our 7th guy finished. We win the first state championship in the history of Luling High School. Right there. That's a special bunch because they had to put up with a lot of crap. Nobody liked them because they were good. I'm going to tell you something. You break out of your little box, you quit letting people control you, you stick your head out and do something really cool, people are going to come after you. They're going to shoot your ass. That's all right. Just keep dodging it and keep on. There you go. Keep on. Okay? As soon as you can't be controlled, they're coming after you. Get ready for it. And these guys had a lot of people after them, but they went ahead and won it anyway. It's a special bunch. But watching my own 2 kids compete, can't put a price on that. And they both came to it on their own. I never asked my kids to run a lick. Not once did I ever ask my son or my daughter to run. Never. Never came up in the house unless they talked about it. That was the deal. We're not talking about running at our house. My daughter decided to run. My son decided to run. My daughter ran on a girls' team that finished 4th here. It's the highest placing girls' team in the history of Luling High School at the state meet. She was the 4th runner that day, and she was average. And then she goes down to regional her senior year in track and has a chance to go to the state meet and finishes 7th or 8th on 2 bad feet. We had to tape her feet up with duct tape so she could run 2 miles.
Sorry.
Hey, Dad, you think I can get out of that because my feet hurt? That was not on her mind. I'm going to finish. That's on her mind. I'm going to finish. Watching my son run and lead his team to 2 state championships and be in the hunt to win it 2 years in a row as an individual and finish 2nd. And you're watching that as a coach and a dad. Try that. Let's see, I'm coaching. No, I'm dad. No, I'm dad. I'm coach. Try that. Try to take that in as a dad and a coach. Try that. That's special. Your lead dog on your state championship team's your own freaking son. That's good. And then to watch him almost win the state championship in the 2-mile in track at state. The fastest 800s he ever run. He ran the last 800 fastest he's ever run, 1 800. He almost won it. What's really cool is he walks out of the warm-up area, he walks down the track beside me, and he shows me what's on his hand. He read Kip Kano. If you know the story behind Kip Kano, 68 Olympics in Mexico City, he was told to go home because his gallbladder was inflamed, and he already won a silver medal in 5,000. He had an inflamed gallbladder, and he made the 1,500-meter final in Mexico City in 1968, and he said, "No, I'm going to run." long story short, he won at altitude, beat Jim Ryan, the great American, and set the Olympic record in the 1500, won the gold, the first gold medal in the history of Kenya. Probably heard about Kenyan runners since, right? It's because of him. And what he told his coach was he was prepared, when he went to the stadium that day, he was prepared to die. So when my son walks out at the state track meet with Kid Kano in his hand, I say, it's on. He's going to run. He's going to run well. And this one's for you guys. My best memory in running. I'm a junior, Luling High School, and I have a chance to qualify to state in the mile. But the defending state champion is in the region. And he's good. And I've never beat him. Not yet. And I got to get second or first. That's all they take to state back then. So I run the mile, my regional, my junior year at Kingsville. Anybody been Kingsville? You get out of there as fast as you can, right? That's why I ran fast. So I ran the mile. And I finished right behind the state champion, finished second. So guess what I did? I qualified to state. First time in my life in track. And I'm delirious. Not because I'm excited, it's because I can't see anything. I spin it all. And I wobble out to the infield. And I sit down near the goalpost at the north end of the stadium. And everything's kind of blurry. But I knew I'd qualify. And out of my corner of my left eye, I see this human figure climb up on the railing at Kingsville in the stands and jump from the railing down onto the track. And starts running toward me. And I'm thinking this can't be. And these officials try to catch him and get him off the field. And it's my dad. And he's running at me. And he's not supposed to be out there. Kind of what Barnetts do. You do what you're not supposed to. And he got to me and he put his arms around me and he told me something I'd never heard. He said the words, "I love you." I had never heard that from my dad. Because he grew up in a time period where men didn't do that. Now I knew he loved me. Because he showed it every day by what he did. But to hear it, it's like validation. I'm telling you guys, I love every one of you. I'm not your dad. I'll be your second dad, but I'm not your dad, but I love you. You need to hear it. You need to hear it from a man. That's my best memory. And I thought, man, if I could do more of that stuff, that's going to be all right. That'd be good. So for me, running's about more than running. It's about a lot of stuff. And you're not going to find a better bunch of kids to represent your community or your school. There they are. That's about as good as it gets. Right there. If I handpicked them, there it is. Paid the price to be good, to be great. They paid the price, and they deserve everything they get. And I hope you guys will hang around for the awards. Be loud for them. Let them know you love them, and they're special. Yeah, they're really, really special. Y'all got anything you want to say? Y'all been quiet. They mean it, because not everybody comes. When they tell you they really appreciate you coming, they mean it. Not everybody comes. I'm glad y'all came because you got to see something special. 8 in a row is pretty hard. And you know, the old record was 6. And everybody said that'll never be broken. And well, it got broken. And now it's even 8. And it's going to be a hard one to beat. Texas cross-country teams have only won 6, except for this one. It's going to be hard to beat because this is a tough sport to win in.
It's not over.
It's the toughest sport to win in because you don't get a timeout, and you can't sub anybody in when they're having a bad day, and you can't. The gun goes off, and you got to have 5 that can do it, and that's it. So it's tough to win. These guys figured out how to do it. So, hats off to them. Y'all got anything? Y'all want to tell them something?
Love you guys.
Congratulations.
Ready to go long green line.
All right, we're going to head that way.